So, you know that moment when you're brushing your teeth and your brain is already at work and it's planning dinner and you're worrying about that text that you still need to send, and you're also somehow still feeling really embarrassed about something that you said from like 5 years ago? So, today we're going to fix that. Because here's the thing, right? The constant mental chatter that makes simple tasks feel overwhelming, like trying to do the dishes or the laundry, trying to enjoy your morning coffee, but somehow your brain just keeps running through all the things you need to do that day, and it's only 8 o'clock. So there's actually a whole set of skills that can help you hit that mute button on the chaos that's in your head, and I'm going to teach these skills to you in 10 minutes. Let's go. So today we're going to kick off our DBT core skills series. This is something that I had wanted to do from the start, and now we're doing it. Today we're going to start with the core fundamental skill of DBT, which is mindfulness. Mindfulness comes from, these are acronyms, they're called the what skills and the how skills. But forget everything that you think you know about mindfulness, right? So mindfulness is not meditation, okay? We're going to start from the beginning. So pretend like you've never heard about meditation and mindfulness before, okay? So let me just paint this picture for you. I'm sure that you could probably relate to this. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And I should be asleep, but I'm not, because I'm panicking over a lot of problems and troubles that I can't actually fix tonight, like financial stress, worrying about work tomorrow. And that is not conducive to getting the chaos in your head to shut up. But the good news is that DBT has these skills. So to start with, what skills are observe, describe, and participate? So the what skills are called what skills because it's literally what we do to calm our system down, our emotional system, our physiological system, how our brain is reacting in a moment. So the what skills are observe, describe, participate. And then the how skills are literally how we do these things without making our current situation worse. And this includes 3 things, which is non-judgmentally, one mindfully, and effectively. We're going to run through all this, but stick with me. So you can think of it like this. The what skills are sort of like learning the dance steps to a dance. And the how skills are learning how to do these steps without stepping over everyone's toes and making an ass of yourself. And then the really wonderful part about this is once you get them down, once you get these skills down, that 2 a.m. brain chatter, it just becomes quiet. You will start to see improvements in focus and sleep and how you're feeling. So what are the what skills, right? So observe, describe, participate. Observe. This honestly, it really is just what it is titled, observe. So this just means stepping back from the situation or the emotion and observing what's happening, right? So instead of, oh my God, I'm so anxious, I'm going to explode, I'm going to die, I don't know what I'm going to do, you start to observe, interesting, I'm feeling anxiety come on and some heightened emotions with this. My palms are sweaty, my heart's racing now, my thoughts seem really fast. That is observing. So you're like David Attenborough, right? Narrating our little own documentary about what's going on inside of us. We're observing it like a third party. So you can try this right now. It takes 10 seconds. Don't change anything. Just notice. What do you hear? What sensations do you feel in your body? Don't fix it. Don't judge it. Don't think it. Don't Instagram it. Just notice it. That's the first step. So DBT calls this having a Teflon mind, a Teflon mind. So the Teflon is like that non-sticky coating that's on pots and pans, right? The Teflon mind is just a way to think about our thoughts, right? So our thoughts slide in, they don't stick around, they slide right off like we have Teflon. Now we're getting into describe, right? So we did observe, which is just noticing. Now describe is once you've observed, we can start to describe by putting words on it, but only the facts, not what we think is happening. Now, this is a little bit tricky, right? So that's why we're going to go through this. So that earlier anxiety now becomes, I'm having thoughts about this presentation I have to give at work, and my heart's racing because I'm afraid of speaking in public, like a lot of people are, right? And my Apple Watch is telling me that my heart rate is 110. I'm experiencing thoughts that people might judge me. They might not like my presentation. Instead of what we probably would have done in the past, which is, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I hate talking in public. I'm probably going to blow this and people will not like me. Like, that's setting us up for failure. So if we can go into this by just describing what we're feeling instead of attaching a narrative, that is much more effective than just having all of these narratives attached to these feelings without actually taking a minute to process them. So you can take something you're worried about right now, right? And then you can describe it with words. Like you're the world's most boring news anchor. That's what I would suggest. Just the facts. No drama, no sensationalizing, no he said, she said, just what is true. And then we have participate. So we did observe, we did describe, now we're doing participate. And what that means is basically it's like productively zoning out, but it's on purpose. So participating means being so into what you're doing that your brain just forgets that it was being annoying in the first place. It stops the chatter because you've interrupted it by doing something else to grab your attention. You're participating in it fully. So when you're playing a video game, your favorite game, or you're watching one of your favorite shows, you're like having a binge watch, or you're out at dinner with a friend, being able to participate fully in these experiences will help calm our systems down. So we can just be where we're at. We don't have to plan our day while we're brushing our teeth. We don't actually have to think about dinner while we're on our way to work. We don't have to think about the 10 financial things I have going on while I'm doing this, right? I'm just doing this. So those 3 skills alone, those what skills, are so incredibly helpful that I went ahead and made a DBT cheat sheet for you. So this is a worksheet that will help you take this chaos and chatter in your brain and turn it into something that's quieter and much more effective and positive. And you can download that in the description below. Now, if you like what I'm doing and you want to support the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. The YouTube algorithm really likes it when there's comments on the video, and I will respond to them. I really enjoy participating and engaging with you guys. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And you can hit the bell because there's new videos pretty much every week. So now the how skills, right? So the how skills are how we do things without our brain sabotaging the situation or us. So we can start with the skill of non-judgmentally, which is pretty difficult. It's one that I have struggled with, and I'm definitely still working on this. So this is the hardest one because we judge everything. We don't even mean to. We just do it, right? The coffee is really good. That driver is an idiot. I'm dumb. They're annoying. This video is too long, right? Like those are all judgments. So non-judgmental means just dropping these labels and just sticking to the facts. Like your friend didn't text you back. How about instead, while they hate me, they think I'm annoying, or they forgot and they clearly don't think I'm a priority. What if it was just like, I sent a text at 2:00. It's 4:00. I haven't heard back. Maybe they're busy at work. Like you just don't know. We could just stick with the facts, right? That's it. No story, no drama, no assumptions, just facts. So when you catch yourself using words like should or terrible or stupid or right or wrong, that's judgment. And stop doing that. Stop doing that. Be a robot, a nice robot, but still. And then there's one mindfully. So we're non-judgmental, and now we're going to be one mindful. And so in our world of like, we have 10 browser tabs open at a time while we're scrolling through our YouTube shorts and listening to a podcast while waiting for the bus on a busy street. That's a lot of stuff happening at one time, right? How are we supposed to stay present to one thing when our brain has 100 things to do and I have a lot of stuff going on? It's purposeful practice. I know. It means, so one mindfully means doing one thing at a time, which means no multitasking. Could you imagine if I was making this video and also, I don't know, drinking my coffee? Mm. Man, it's really good. You don't fucking care that I'm drinking coffee. You just want to know what's in the video because that's why you're here, right? So we do what we came to do. So here's a challenge for you. So tomorrow morning when you're having your tea, your coffee, I don't know, your Coke, whatever it is that you have in the morning, your breakfast, I don't know, whatever it is. Just take a moment and only do that one thing. Think about the texture in your mouth or the heat of it or the cold of it or the container that it's in. What does it feel like when it enters your throat? How does it feel going into your body? What do you feel afterward? That's all being mindful. Being mindful is just being present on purpose, right? With whatever's happening. And then we have effectively, right? So this is about doing what we know will work, not what's right, what's fair, or what you hope will work. So let's say that your boss gives you feedback that's totally unfair. So what's ineffective is arguing, storming out, quitting your job, updating your resume in a rage, keying his car, whatever that looks like, right? And the more effective way to handle with unfair feedback from your boss would be like saying, okay, thanks for the feedback. Take a deep breath. Notice that you are feeling what you're feeling, anger, embarrassment, right? And then you ask yourself, what is my goal now? Well, probably not to lose your job, right? So you're going to take what you can out of this. Nope. Now, it's not about being a doormat, right? It's just about asking, what is my goal? What will actually get me to my goal? And sometimes being right feels good for like 5 seconds, right? But it ruins the next 5 months. Sometimes effectiveness is playing the long game. So if we put all of this together, right, we can use a real world scenario that we've all been in, I'm sure. It's 2 a.m., your brain won't shut up, and it's going on and on about work tomorrow. The observe skill here would be, so I notice I'm lying in bed, my thoughts are racing, my jaw's clenched, I'm having a lot of thoughts about tomorrow and tomorrow's meeting. Then you can describe, okay, now it's 2:07. I have a meeting at 9 a.m. in the morning. I'm experiencing thoughts about potential outcomes and things that might go wrong. Then we can participate. So we can focus completely on our breathing to calm our systems down so we could sleep, right? We can count backwards from 300 by sevens. I don't do that, but you can. You could just give your brain a job that doesn't really require a lot of thinking and that's monotonous. You could read a book and participate in that. And then non-judgmentally is drop the I'm so stupid for not sleeping. I should be sleeping. I can't believe I'm not sleeping. If I wouldn't have, maybe I would be sleeping. You're awake. That's the fact, right? And you want to sleep. Now, one mindfully here is just picking one thing to focus on. Your breathing, counting, doing progressive muscle relaxation. Not all three, right? Just one of these things at a time. And effectively, so what do I know works in this situation? Like maybe it's getting up and writing down the shit that's in my head so I don't keep thinking about it so I can fall asleep. Maybe it is a box breathing technique. Maybe it's just doing what actually works. So here's your... All right, so there's a little bit of homework I have for you. Yes, because your brain did not become this chaotic overnight, and it's not going to declutter itself and become quiet overnight either, right? This is going to take practice. So I'm going to give you a guide to help you practice some of these skills so that that mental chatter will start to calm down. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that you found the what skills and the how skills really helpful. And if you have any questions, definitely leave a comment below. I would love to hear from you and I'll always write back. And look, I understand that it seems like these skills are really simple and easy, but I understand that they're not. I've been doing DBT for a few years now, and it's taken a long time and a lot of purposeful work for me to get the skills and have them kind of inherent in my brain and my system so that I don't keep reacting the way that I did in the past, right? But these skills, if you practice them, they really will work. If you have challenges, let me know. I would love to hear about your successes as well. And until next time, take good care of yourself.